There is a reason why organic food doesn't sell as much as the normal stuff. It is expensive. Today in Delhi, tomatoes are selling for Rs 40 per kg. But if you were to buy a kilo of tomatoes grown organically, you will have to pay about Rs 75 a kilogram. One wonders, why should we pay so much? Here's what agricultural scientist Dr. G. Nammalvar says on TED Talks.
During the last 15 years, 250,000 farmers have committed suicide in this land because they are unable to pay back the loan they got for the protection of their crops and other things. Now, the government is spending more money on fertilizer, hybrid seed, water and electricity. All these things are going for commercial crops, not food crops. Food crops are produced by the small farmers who are unable to have a pair of bullocks. So that is why the production is going down and their produce is not given a proper price. So they are committing suicide or they are leaving the land. In this situation only, we are thinking of organic agriculture.
Nammalvar, an international master of organic farming from Tamil Nadu, passed away in 2013. There is only one simple answer to the question of high price, that in the long run, the benefits far outweigh the costs. When you eat vegetables packed with fertilizers, you're taking in urea and D-ammonium phosphate every day. Is it not a slow suicide? Welcome to Earshot English. You are listening to our new show, How to Be an Organic Farmer. In this show, we speak to organic gardeners, farmers, and entrepreneurs. Their tips can help you become an organic farmer. In the second episode of this series, we will try to answer a question anyone who wants to take up organic farming asks. How much money does one need to start organic farming? And how much money can one hope to make from it? Akash Bhadev is part of Bhumigari Organic Farmers Producer Company, a collective based in Dantewada. His organization helps more than 3,000 farmers to find consumers. Akash says that chemical-intensive farming is more expensive than organic farming in the long run. That is why it makes more sense for farmers to shift to organic. He says, the real challenge lies in finding fair prices for organic farmers' labor.
The chemical intensive agriculture, if it takes around 30,000-40,000 rupees per acre as an investment, the organic in cultivation will take less than 10,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees for a farmer as an investment, right? Yes. So in terms of financial investment, the expenses are lesser at times, though the farmer has to be much more attentive, so there is somewhat more effort involved in the beginning in terms of understanding the ecosystem, and somewhat more physical effort also the farmer has to put in the beginning. Over the period of time, even that also reduces gradually. But in terms of organic market linkage, most of the times what we try to do is also how do we ensure that the farmers are able to realize better and fair prices. So existing open market scenario is not at all fair for the farmers or even financially viable for the farmers for most of the products, right? And when you're working with the farmers in organic space, that is also an effort which you try to take. How do you ensure that the farmers are able to realize fair and better prices? So that is something we try to do, which may result into somewhere between 5% to 20%, 25-30% better price realization for the farmer compared to the open market.
The money you need to grow organic vegetables in your own house is not high. Rupesh Tyagi of Ekam Farms says that a 100 square feet patch can feed a family.
So, if you want to grow as a business, that is a different case. But if you just need some vegetables or fruits for your consumption, then it's not a big investment that can be grown in a 100 square feet or 100 square meter space, and you can grow vegetables, at least the regular vegetables for your own consumption. But of course, if you need to be build some business or organization in organic farming, then it will be a different scenario.
Starting a commercial venture obviously costs more than creating a kitchen garden. But Rupesh says the money needed to start a commercial farm is still not too high. Let's listen to how much it can cost us.
You can start with as low as like 1 or 2 lakh. You can start with that.
Vinod Beniwal of the All India Organic Farmers Society, AIOFS, says that the prices of organic vegetables also depend on the specific crops one is cultivating. In an arid state like Rajasthan, one can produce the same volume of crops organically which one grows with the help of chemicals, which is why the prices of organic and regular vegetables are almost the same in such states.
In throughout the world, the price of anything depends upon the energy which is consumed in formulating that product. In organic farming, a person is directly involved daily in the production of his produce. That's why he thinks that the price should be in premium. Because he is directly physically involved in the thing, or also mentally involved in the thing. He is also adding his pricing also. So the price of the product also depends upon the crop which you are going to have. This you can understand better. Just like with an example, just if you are grabbing a crop from Rajasthan or the dry land, which is with very less rain and very less fertilizer, you can say, or such an environment. In that case, the whole thing is very much near organic, or near organic, or you can say less chemical, or you can say less energy involved in things. And even in chemical field also, they are having very less production. So because the seeds which are sown are highly responsive to chemical and water, and now they have no water and no chemical. That's why the produce which they are getting and with the seeds which they are sown, they are giving response to the organic nature also. That's why in that scenario, the price of the organic and chemical produce will be nearby same.
In other states like Punjab and Haryana, the output varies, says Rupesh, so the price of organic crops are higher.
When you compare the same thing in a rich land, or you can say Haryana or Punjab, in which the fertility rate is very high and you have plenty of water and all the things, all the capital, then the scenario is different. Because in this case, because in this case, a person is going to have, you can say, choice of economics. Because he is getting, you can say, 50 to 60,000 rupees per acre for any crop, you can say. Then when he is also going for organic,
yes.
Then he thinks that he must be getting, he must get a minimum of 50% hike in the price of the product, and then there is a produce is less. So the ultimate per unit production, per unit cost of the produce becomes very high as compared to the market availability product. This is the reason the vegetable and you can say cash crops in the Haryana and Punjab, which are grown organically, the farmers demand very, very high prices. in comparison to Sikkim, or you can get comparison to Madhya Pradesh, or you can in comparison to UP or Rajasthan.
Akash says it is important that consumers are told about the gains from organic in the long run. Even if the initial investment is higher, it is a matter of the consumer's health and the environment.
First aspect is definitely a health aspect, right? Which is an immediate benefit for the consumer. So many times what happens is consumers do not pay, so there's much more insistence on getting the food cheap, but at what price, right? So we tell consumers that, all the efforts that you're putting in the life, a lot of those efforts are for your own welfare, for your own family, and that starts with the kind of food that you're eating, right? And if you invest more on the food that you're eating, in fact, you're investing on your own health and family's health, right? Yes. So that is something we try to tell to the consumers. And in fact, many of our consumers say that they have realized the kind of difference, once they change their eating habits, once they shift to organic, once they start eating wholesome food, they have seen and observed very positive changes in their own health and well-being, right? And that is an immediate change. Mm-hmm. That is an immediate change that you can see and observe, right? Yes. So this has been shared by many consumers. But then apart from that, I also feel that there are secondary and tertiary benefits, right? Like you are also contributing for a better environment. May not that be applicable to you, but that might be applicable to your children, right? Mm-hmm. That you are indirectly you're also helping for the environment to be conserved, to be saved, and to be preserved, which is going to be very important in coming time. And the agriculture is one of the major industries or sectors which also contributes to a lot of harmful things in the environment, right? Mm-hmm. So then you're contributing to that as well. And third is you're also contributing for a social better scenario, right? You're helping farmers to strengthen their livelihood, to improve their livelihood, you're helping them to earn better. Yes. So when any consumer buys an organic food, we tell them that you're not just only helping your families in terms of better health, you're helping the society as well.
Hope that gives you an idea on how much you need to set up your organic farm. In the next episode, we find out how much space one needs to start an organic farm. This is me, your host Sanyam Sharma, signing out with our reporter Amrita Madhukalya. Show us some love on social media and keep listening to Earshot.in. Don't forget to download the Earshot app now.